Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. Today's card is this pretty one that is also an easel card. So we've got a standard card base with a fold in the front, and our top layer is not attached fully to the card base, and then we've got a little stopper, so you can either do it at that stopper there, 'tis the season to be jolly, or that one there if you prefer it to be a little bit more upright. Okay, and I've got a little bit inside as well that you can write your own personal message on that. So I am going to make another one, but I'm going to change it up. The products I'm using, and there's quite a lot, I'm afraid, this beautiful Lights Aglow designer series paper, 6x6, and has lots of lovely golden designs in there. So we've got that for the background. My wreath is from the Cottage Wreaths bundle. You can buy the stamp set and the dies separately, but if you buy them together as a bundle, then you'll save 10%. And my sentiments come from this fabulous stamp set, Jingle Jingle Jingle. So the one I'm going to make just now, I have picked out that gorgeous Very Vanilla and Gold designer series paper from Lights Aglow. So I'm using Very Vanilla thick card for my base, and this is half an A4 sheet, so it measures 4 1/8 by 11 3/4, and I've scored that in the middle at 5 7/8. All these measurements will be in my blog post as usual, and then there's a link to that blog post in the description below. I've got a piece of the designer series paper that measures 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. So we've got a nice little border that will be in the inside there. I've got another piece of Very Vanilla. This time doesn't have to be thick, and that's 4 inches by 5 3/4, and another piece of designer series paper exactly the same as before, 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. Okay, so that will go on there. This one I still need to do the scoring, and that's my little piece that goes in there. Okay, but we've got some decorations to make, and let me just score that bit while I remember. If you don't want to score it, you can simply just fold that. So it's 5 7/8. But I don't want to get into the 16th, so I'm just cheating, and I'm going to score that. Turn it round the right way, Heather. I'm just going to score it at 3 inches, because it's just where that pivot point is for your easel there. It doesn't really matter where you score that. You don't have to be too precise, so I'm not. Anything for an easy life with me. Okay, so that just folds back. Just get my bone folder and give that a good press. Like that. It's already had a decent press, but we'll give it another one. There we are. So as I say, we've got some decoration to do, as well as lots of gluing, etc. So let's do the decoration bit first. Using this gorgeous wreath, there are 2 different versions that you can use, but you can also use any of these things to make a wreath. I'm going to use Evening Evergreen and Real Red for my decorations. So I've got a scrap piece of Very Vanilla off to the side there. Just inking up my stamp. It's a distinctive stamp, so you get, even although you're only using one colour, you get the effect of having different colours on the leaves. Love distinctive stamps. It makes it look as if you're an artist, and all you've done is ink up and stamp it. Awesome. So gonna add in a few real red berries, tiny little stamp, and just randomly stamp them around. That one will probably get covered up. Add as few or as many as you like, and try not to do what I just did there and get red ink in the wrong place. Okay. There is a die that will coordinate with this, and you need to find the right bit. There is a bit to help you. That bit there lines up with a little arrow that's on the stamp. So you've got a little arrow there, but I didn't realise that, and so I don't actually know where that stamp should line up in the case, and so I don't bother. It's actually easy enough to find. I use that little blip there to go with that guy there. Easy peasy. All right, so that needs to get die cut. So we've got this stamp, 'Tis the Season to Be, and I'm going to stick with that. There are other options I could have used from the Jingle 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 stamp set, but I quite like this. 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly. So real red ink again, just lightly tapping, and I'm just going to try and get that straight along the bottom there. Straight enough for me. And I want to stamp the Jolly with the Evening Evergreen. And for both of these sentiment pieces, I'm not die cutting them, I'm just simply trimming them to fit. So I'm just using scraps of card that I had left over from whatever project, whenever. Okay, now I have already stamped and die cut the holly leaves because I didn't want you to have to watch a video that was about 2 hours long while I did all of that. Okay, so I'm going to die cut that, and I'll just trim these down to fit, and I'll glue these panels as well. So I'll be back with you in just a moment once I've done the die cutting and the trimming, and then I'll probably fast forward through the gluing, etc. So I have trimmed those pieces, and I've die cut the wreath, and what I forgot to tell you I was going to die cut was a little bow from some gold foil, and isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? Love it. So let me glue various bits and pieces, and then we'll have another little bit of stamping on that, and I will be back to chat with you once I have completed this. Okay, so I hope you noticed that when I added that top panel, I kind of roughly lined it up, folded that over, put a little pencil mark there, and then I knew that I didn't want to go any further with my glue past that pencil mark. Remember to take the pencil mark off before I actually glued it on. And to glue it on, just lay it flat and line it up as you would do a normal card base, but it's only the bottom part that's going to glue. I popped those up with dimensionals, but these have just been glued on as normal. And with the foil bow, I found it easier to add that with a mini glue dot. And for me, best way to do it is to find the dot on the tape, add that over there, gently pull it off, and you've got your glue dot on the back there. If there's anything overhanging, you can push that back just so that it doesn't stick, but it fits pretty well actually. And pop that on your wreath wherever you want it. It doesn't have to be at the bottom, you could do it at the side, wherever. And then what we need to do is create the stopper part. So as I said earlier, I created 2 stoppers on my original card. The first one being the large sentiment, and you can decide exactly where you want that to be. I'm having difficulty with dimensional backings today. There we go. There we are. Easier that way. Okay, so you can decide where you want that to go. So I could have that up there and then have the holly further, but I'm just going to put it round about there, like so. A sticky mark there, I'll get that later. And then I do want to add on my holly and berries, same as this one, but with dimensionals again. So those ones I just glued on, these ones I'm going to use mini dimensionals, which are a super snug fit. Just pop one in the middle, and again decide how far back I want that to go, probably about there, remembering that I need to fit that bit in up there, so I don't want it to be too far back. So I've got one there, and I can do the other one. I will do the other way around, so put the berries closer. Need to make sure I've got that dimensional in the middle and not overhanging. And see if I can get rid of that other one. So about there again, and actually I will turn it around so that we've got a larger edge for it to hit. Like that. Okay, and then I can just put another mini dimensional close to what I've already got there, and add on the berries at this side and the holly at that side. I haven't got the backing off that one yet. Here it is. There we are, and I just put another one on for fun. And I'll put that down here this time. And last but not least, we can do the little bit of stamping for the bit for your greeting inside. Okay, so as I say, got a little sticky on there somehow. I'll make sure I've got it all off before I take my photographs. Right, so that little piece of card I had left over, just want to stamp the outline of the hat. And this is from the Jingle 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 stamp set. Outline of the hat in a corner, and then there is one to infill the hat. There's lots of lovely little stamps in that set that you could use instead. You could have used a candy cane or a jingle bell or stars or lights or whatever. Love that set, so sweet. And it's nice to combine it with something different. You don't have to just use it on its own. Just lining that up as near as you can. And this bit, take that away before you put your card in it, Heather. Just adding some glue to the back. And putting that on with an even margin around the outside there. Okay, so our finalised. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Lots of space for your sentiment. When you take it out of the envelope, it folds flat to go into a normal envelope. Take it out the envelope, it looks kind of like a normal card, and then you get that little surprise in there. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, then I'd love for you to subscribe, and if you hit the bell, then you'll get notifications of my next tutorial. As always, all of the products that I've used and the dimensions are in my blog post, and there's a link in the description. Until the next time, take care. Bye bye.